Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Charles, and you're watching Saved by Children TV. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe to this channel, hit the thumbs up to be notified every single time I drop a brand new video. Subscribe to my second channel, my current time channel, and subscribe to my third channel, Outlining Our Communities. So please go there now and subscribe to both those channels and thumbs the video up. I have 17 stories for you guys today. Our first story takes us to Oklahoma. Stillwater, Oklahoma is going to take an L, and it says 19-year-old girlfriend is arrested for having nudes of boyfriend's 3-year-old daughter. So let's talk about this story. Woman is arrested for child X abuse found on nanny website. A woman who was arrested Tuesday in Stillwater for having child P and committing child X abuse is listed for hire on a website that brings babysitters to families in need. Police said 19-year-old Ashley Chatham was arrested after her boyfriend looked through her phone that morning while she was asleep and found disturbing pictures and videos of the child. We had a very visible website and storming into our department lobby, said Lieutenant T.J. Lowe of the Stillwater Police Department. Officials said that the boyfriend found images and videos showing a naked 3-year-old on Ashley's phone, so he filed a report. Chatham was contacted by SPD officers and detectives and was later arrested at the residence. She was taken to jail and booked without incident. Stillwater police released body cam footage of the arrest. CSP says the charges Chatham may face include actual abuse of a child under 12, make or distribute types of obscene material of child P, possession of marijuana in violation of the Oklahoma Computer Crimes Act, which is a felony. Viewers reached out to KFOR concerning that they thought Chatham had worked at a Choctaw school recently, Tacoma Park Elementary, after contacting Superintendent Dale Reed of the Choctaw Tacoma School District. He said she didn't work there. So Ashley Chatham was in the process of being hired by the district for the current school year 2023-2024. All employees are required to do a federal background check as a part of the hiring process. Before the hiring process was completed, a mutual decision to terminate the hiring process was made. Ms. Chatham never worked for the district, never received a paycheck, and was never being made any of our students. Superintendent of Choctaw Tacoma Park Tuesday, David Reed. KFR found out that Chatham currently works for a website called nannyland.com, a website that provides babysitting services to families who are interested. The site details that it conducts major background checks before offering a verified nanny for a family. As of Thursday, Chatham remains listed as a possible nanny on the site. KFR reached out to Nannyland, and as of Thursday, they had not responded. It is hard. I get it. Excuse me. It's hard. I get it. A 19-year-old woman arrested for child abuse isn't what you normally see, said Lieutenant Lowe. So if you can, contact someone who can do a background check on the person that you're wanting to watch your kid. Heck, if you're feeling weird about someone you plan on dating, do the same. Trust nobody. As of Thursday, Chatham remained in the Payne County Jail. Okay, number one, where I find what I find so crazy about this story is that this father A did not do a background check on this woman. That's number one. B, he allowed her around his child. And C, I believe this is not her first time doing this type of stuff. I think there's more victims out there. I think they need to dive deep into this case. And I believe that it is more to the story. But this father made a bad decision. And the bad decision is trusting someone that he didn't even know around his children. And I talked about background checks on my channel. And I think it's very, very important to do a background check when you are in a relationship and when you are allowing someone that you don't know around your children because you're preventing, okay, maybe a dangerous encounter. You don't know if the person is a registered offender or was a murderer or child abuser or any of that. You don't know that. And so you shouldn't allow something like that around children. And I think that my message needs to be put out there. This father was way too comfortable with this woman. He just met on Facebook. Prior meeting her on Facebook, she was on a dating website and looked her up on Facebook. And that's how he met her. He didn't do his job correctly. He didn't do a background check on this woman and allowed her to come into his house and commit this act. And a lot of times, a person who are looking to prey on children, a lot of times they have multiple personalities. One minute they look fine, next minute not so much. You gotta look at the red flags. And I think this fella let his guard down. And what I don't understand is that he should have been protecting his child and not allowing some woman that he don't know around him and his child. So that's the mistake he made, and I bet you now he would do his homework. He'd now do a background and be more seclusive, more just protective, but more aware of who he associating with. This could have turned out real bad. Let's imagine he's looking for a woman to date. He found a woman. He thinks this woman is cool, collected, all that. He didn't do a background check. He invited her to his house. He kidnapped his child and finds out that this woman had multiple kidnapping charges on her. This is her history. You put your child in danger when you allow this woman to be around, first of all at your house and alone. So, if anything, I think that you should have made a better decision. You should have put the safety of your child first. You should never, ever invite anyone you don't know in your house. You should never, ever, because you just don't know who who are praying and who are, what I'm saying, trying to, what I'm saying. This woman was 19 years old, 19. And many people think that women are capable of enticing children or taking advantage of children. Or you guys to believe there are women out here are willing to snatch up a child, take him back to their house, and do whatever to him. So just be careful out here. Do your background checks and know who you are surrounding yourself with and bringing around your child with.
because it could go wrong. I'm glad this father went to the police department and police came and took this woman out of his house when they did and arrested her. And I think that so let's just be aware of this type of situation. We're gonna move on to our next story. Working from that article, some updated story. So it says, man gunned down ex-wife in front of kids hours after she won the house, the truck, and custody of the children. And I'm gonna say this: when you're in an abusive relationship, when you're dealing with a person that's toxic in your relationship, I urge you to leave that relationship because it can turn and get violent. And children are put in the middle of the dispute. And there's children without a mother because of what her husband did. And when you kill a relative, there's people that are going to be affected by this. Children are affected by this. They're going to need therapy, counseling, grieving counseling. They're going to need the whole 9 yards because of what this man did. So, this man is vicious, and I believe he was arrested. He needs life in prison. And if you're a male or female and you're in an abusive relationship, get out of it because it's not healthy for you. And if you have children, it's not definitely it's not healthy for them. So get out of that relationship because you gotta find yourself in two places: on a witness stand and a jail cell. So get yourself out of that abusive situation. Don't put yourself in an abusive relationship. It ain't healthy for you or your children. So remember that. Daughter says, and daughter says, let the family get justice. For days ago, and the embassy news app in Ohio is going to take an L. A pregnant woman suspected of shoplifting is fatally shot by an Ohio officer outside of a grocery store. An officer fatally shot a pregnant woman who police suspected of shoplifting Thursday night in an Ohio grocery store. Parking lot after officials said she accelerated her car toward an officer. Blendon Township Police Chief John Belfort called the shooting a tragedy and an unfortunate loss of life in a video statement. The chief did not identify the woman or disclose she was pregnant, but the Franklin County Coroner's Office identified her as 21-year-old Takia Young and confirmed she was pregnant. The office said she was pronounced dead shortly before 7:45 p.m. Thursday. While Blendon Township officers are hoping a driver who was locked out of a car outside of Kroger, a store employee told officers about a theft by someone who was fleeing, the chief said. Ohio officers investigated an officer involved shooting outside a Kroger supermarket in Westorsville, Ohio on Friday. Store employees later told police that several people had stolen items and fled in cars. One woman suspected of theft was in a car parked in front of the grocery store, Belfort said. She started the car and an officer approached on the driver's side and ordered her to get out, the chief said. She ignored the order, and the other officer came from in front of the car and also ordered the woman to get out of the car. Belfort said, despite being ordered to get out of the car more than a dozen times, she refused to do so. He continued, the woman put the car in gear and accelerated forward. The officer, who was directly in the path of the oncoming car, fired one shot through the front windshield. Body camera video shows the officer who fired was directly in the path of the Lexus, Belfort said, adding that the department plans to release the video as soon as the necessary legal actions can be made. The car kept moving. Officers ran after it for about 50 feet. It then came to a stop on the sidewalk outside the store, he said. After, after the shooting, officers tried to get to the woman, but the door was locked, so they broke the driver's side window to begin medical assistance and called emergency medical personnel. The chief said the woman Burford said was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Burford said he asked O'Haber criminal investigation to lead an investigation. Two officers who have not been publicly identified have been placed on administrative leave, the chief said. The Office of Ohio Attorney General, which oversees the State Bureau of Criminal Investigation, confirmed in a statement that the independent inquiry by the Bureau into the deadly shooting. Court records from the Franklin County Municipal Court shows a warrant was issued Monday for Young for an alleged violation of a protection order or consent agreement. Nadine Young, 61 of Columbus, Ohio, said that her granddaughter was a mother of two boys, ages 3 and 6, and was expecting a daughter in November. She said the unborn child did not survive. My understanding is she locked the car door because she seen the police coming at her with guns, Yang said. She was scared for her life. They didn't have to kill her and her baby. While many things remain unknown in the shooting, some things are clear, Yang said. An unarmed black female was killed. That's what we know. Two kids have no mama. She said her family expected body camera footage to show something different from the account police have given. She did everything in her power to take care of her two kids. Young said she was a good and positive kid who didn't deserve to be killed. Blendon Township Police will also investigate the officer's actions, the chief said. Following the Bureau of Criminal Investigations work overdue, the number review to determine if policies and procedures were followed, Burford said. In every case, we hold employees accountable, he said. Okay. One, she have two boys who are minors. She was expecting her third child this November. That's number two. Number three, you are 21 years old and a mother of three. And the fact that you out here shoplifting while pregnant is unacceptable. But those officers, in my opinion, if they knew you were pregnant, I don't think they should have used deadly force. Even though she might have been driving recklessly, I still want to use deadly force is because she was pregnant. Now I would have at least got out the way and used spike strips. You could have used, maybe some spike strips, and then once the car came to a stop, you got to throw out the car, take it to the ground aggressively. But you could, I think that, in my opinion, I would have. I would have, in my opinion, I think I would have waited until she gave birth, got held up and everything, then come and take her into custody months later because now you putting the unborn child at risk, by using deadly force. But also, she put her child in harm's way when she chose to drive recklessly after shoplifting. She had two young boys and was expecting a daughter, and again, you're a mother. You would have been a mother of three. You gotta understand something. Your main focus should be on the children, not you out here stealing. And I don't think that she should have lost her life, but I think that she caused herself to be killed the way she was driving. Do I think those officers was in the wrong? I do, because they could have took a different direction if they knew she was pregnant. So it's a lot of parts. It's a lot to look forward to, which is the body cam footage. And the after the investigation is taken care of, because excuse me, because we truly don't know what really happened. We can speculate, but we hope that you know the family can get some type of closure and some answers to what happened. So let's give family thoughts and prayers, and let's hope that there's an update. St. Louis Mayor Jashira Jones wants to ban AR-15s, AK-47s, and more. The reason I just talk about this story is I'm not bashing this the mayor. I believe that's the mayor. Yep, St. Louis mayor. I'm not bashing her or disagreeing with her. We're waiting until tragedy happens. Now I'm gonna ban weapons. Day one, when mass shootings were happening, children being shot and killed, parents shot and killed, all that's happening. Then that's when we should have banned assault rifles. We shouldn't wait until 99 tragedies for us to ban assault rifles. And we gotta start taking stuff like this really seriously because we're seeing what can happen when we don't change our communities, when we don't get the guns off the streets, when we allow individuals who shouldn't have weapons to have weapons. And we gotta stop the flow of these deadly weapons because there are the ones, and it's not the guns, it's the dogs, but the weapons are flowing through our streets and are getting into the wrong individual hands, and it's causing innocent people to lose their lives. I think we gotta do better when it comes to you know gun violence and what we gonna say because what we saying I think we should really be doing. So when we said we need to take the guns off the street, instead of saying we need to, we should take these off the streets because in reality they're hurting our children. They're hurting our society. So how much you think about that story? 10 are arrested in East LA at the Nike store. Now, in my opinion, when you have individuals in broken homes and parents who allow their children to steal and allow them to commit crimes and allow them to have guns and all this other stuff, well, they are the ones who are ruining your community. California, there needs to be a higher charge when they commit serious crimes in public in the stores. You're damaging property, and we're already dealing with prices being extremely high. And you're not making it better by stealing out of a shoe store, and then you're hiding your face or you're running very, very fast. And at the end of the day, you don't realize that there's cameras in every single building. So, police gonna be knocking at your door pretty soon. You can run, but you sure can't hide. Remember that. A white racist gunman kills three black people at a Dollar General store in Florida, in Jacksonville, Florida. This is what happened. I want to say this about that story. It's time to ban assault rifles. We have too many children walking around with automatic weapons, gunning our children down, the community down, and innocent people are paying for their lives. And at the end of the day, this person should have never been had access to a gun, knowing that his plan was to kill multiple black individuals. And at the end of the day, this person should have been a risk to the public. And nobody saw the red flags. Nobody saw the you know what I'm saying? Something should have been done a long time ago. And saying to know that people lost their lives behind prison was ignorance. So it also said family and no justice be served. And the shooter took his own life, which in my opinion is a coward because, in my opinion, if you so bold enough to commit a crime like that, you should be doing time. Just in my opinion. A University of South Carolina student is killed after going around. So there was just a story that was released or a just what happened. Kansas City. It happened in Missouri, Kansas City, where a black teen went to the wrong person's door. He was going to pick up his brother and was shot in the head. A female in New York went to the wrong house. She was turning around and was shot and killed. These type of cases, these type of stories, in my opinion, is so devastating because people make mistakes all the time. You go to the wrong person's door thinking that, you're at the right house just to be end up shot and killed by the hands of someone who should have never had a gun in the first place. And so again, we're giving guns to wrong individuals. I don't understand why we allowing people to access guns when they're not using it for the right reasons. And if you're saying that you're protecting yourself, then instead of using deadly force, you would talk to an individual about the circumstance before just pulling the trigger and open the fire. So, can also tell a student. Four people are shot during a Choctaw High School football game. I do believe one person was killed. I might be wrong, but you go to a high school football game and someone have no respect chose to shoot up a football game. Like how cowardly can you be? Like how selfish can you be? And I think this needs to be a more significant way for people to go through to these high school football games because clearly people could just walk in without being searched, wand, or a metal detector. I mean, nobody knew that this person had it gone. I mean, it's crazy. You gotta do better at these games. You gotta make sure people are being searched or entering these games. So I'm gonna stop there and some Thursday we're going to finish up these stories. Tomorrow I'm gonna go on my other channel. So have a great night. Peace.